This video is split into 3 chapters. I don't know how to do chapters, so I'm not gonna do that. But first I show you how to do FK rig, then unparented rig, and then I'm gonna show you like controls that you might need to know, like certain things that are extremely useful to animating in Blender. Yeah. So make sure to watch till the end because it's important, and this is like it's like knowledge that everyone's been gatekeeping for like no reason. I don't know why. Have fun. I felt like being randomly nice today, so tutorial on how to animate in Blender, yeah! So I'm going to be showing you the most basic tools you'll need. This is going to be covering my way of animating in Blender, which is using unparented legs, but you can also use FK. IK is like a separate thing you could use, but I would recommend just learning rigging in general for that outside of Roblox, because it still applies since Blender isn't just a Roblox only program. So what I usually do is, well, okay, you have 2 choices here. If you want to make it easier on yourself, because we're gonna have to parent like all the accessories to the parts. This might not make sense to you, but basically, using the preset is gonna make it a lot easier in Blender for you to rig. It's not really rigging; it's just parenting objects to bones, which is really easy, but it might give some people a headache. But I'm just going to be doing the avatar way, since I do assume you want your avatar in Blender. Okay, so first things first, you get your rig, right? Now you got properties and explorer. I'm going to be assuming you know how to use studio. So actually, if you don't, go into view here and then explore and properties. And then you're going to see the position of this model after you click it and make it 0, 3, 0. This is, you can press F to teleport to things, by the way, like that. And this is gonna set the position of the model in the middle of Blender, so you don't have to do it manually, or it won't look weird in Blender. So this is why you have to do it every time you export. It makes it so much easier on you. Anyway, you open your Blender animation plugin. I'm gonna link that in the description. It's a studio plugin. You need a Blender port of it as well, which I'll also link. But you're gonna need studio, and you're gonna need both. So click the studio plugin, press open, and press export rig legacy. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna open up this with all these meta parts. Don't worry about this, so they got removed on their own if you click out the plugin, so it doesn't matter. But I recommend making separate folders for this. For example, I have a folder called animation crap. I can't open it because it requires, not requires, it has a lot of leaks for games I work on because I named them what they should be. So just gonna call it like animation crap 2, and then inside this folder you want to have like what you're exporting. So for example, for this I'm gonna be exporting like this thing, right? So maybe I'll call it like Meggy animation, or like I don't know, like maybe if it has a katana or it's like for a certain game, I would call it like the strongest battlegrounds katana or something. And then like for every other rig I would have something different, so that it's just all organized. Because once you export this, so for example, I'm going to save it, so I'm going to call it Meggy. Also, once you do that, you can just press clean meta parse, all the parts will disappear. And then if I go into this, you're going to see there's a bunch of like different textures and meshes and whatnot. So that's why you want to have a different folder for every rig, for like any character, because then all the textures are going to get bunched up and they're going to break in Blender if you have it all in the same folder. So just make sure you have different folders for this. And also because, well, you don't want your desktop to get flooded like mine, do you? Anyway, once you do that, it's time to go through Blender. Okay, so once you're in Blender, press general. As soon as you boot it up, you can go to like file, new, general, whatever, and you just select all, like hold left click, press X, delete. You don't need any of that. Alright, now go to File, Import, Roblox Animations, Rig Import, and just select your little OBJ. Okay, I'm gonna make sure you keep this in mind. When you go over to Import, do not select OBJ. Even if like the folder, and even if the file is called OBJ, don't select OBJ, because that won't import the rig. You need to do rig import data with the plugin. Obviously for like any object file, like you can do that, but like for these specific rigs, you need the plugin. You need the plugin import for it to work. Anyway, once you're here, I'm gonna be showing you how to do both unparented legs and FK. FK is basically just, it moves with the torso like a moon animator, and unparented is it doesn't move the torso at all. It just stays on its own. It's like a different object, basically, a different bone. You'll see. Anyway, over here, this might not be open for you, but over here where it shows like all the axes, this is called the gizmo. Next to the gizmo, you press this arrow here, and then it'll open up this. And then you go into Roblox animations, and then you press rebuild rig. So you have two choices here. I mean, a few, but I would recommend nodes, because if you do this, you're gonna see how like the bones are big and annoying, and might be stupid. It might be it's just annoying. It's so big. But you can go into nodes only here, and it will make small bones where they need to be. So it's fun, it's cool, it's awesome. Anyway, for this next part, okay, so we're gonna be we're gonna be parenting the objects of the bones. So I'm gonna tell you what an object is and what a bone is. Also, you can go up here and press texture, so you can see like your character. I didn't import correctly because I removed the texture, but it will import correctly for you. It will import correctly for you. Anyway, all right. Now, right now we just okay. So if anything is parented to the torso, like if anything is like a torso accessory, just join them together. Like join all the accessories that are meant to be part of one. So like for example, these are all connected to torso. So I'm gonna select them all with shift left click, like that. And then Control J. You're just gonna join them together, so you only have all of them as like one object. And then just do the same for all your head accessories or shoulder accessories or whatnot. If you have only one accessory on like a limb or like a torso, that's fine too. Doesn't matter. You don't have to join it. This is just easy. This just makes it easier for you. So you have to select all of them one by one later. You'll see why. Anyway, once you did that. Once you have them all, connected as one object. Not everything. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. This is bad. You need to have them as, like, separate things. So, like, this is all connected to the head, so I'll have them joined together. This is all connected to the torso, so I'll have them joined together. This is connected to the left arm, so it stays on left arm. So, like, don't join every accessory you have together, otherwise this won't work. Anyway, so if you select the armature, don't do this right now. I'm just showing an example. If you select the armature and go into pose mode, what you'll notice is that you see how the bones don't move. They should be moving. But this is what export rig legacy does. It doesn't parent the object to the bones instantly. It doesn't do that. So that this way you have to parent the objects yourself, but you can have your avatar here. If export rig here, this is export rig legacy and export rig. Export rig just doesn't make you have your clothes, so it just only has like skin color and it looks boring, and most people want their avatars, so I'm showing you how to do it this way. Anyway, yeah, we have to parent the objects to the armature. The armature is just this whole thing, and the objects are, the meshes. Anyway, so we're gonna be doing like this. So select all the objects you want to connect to to a bone, right? So we got the head and the accessory selected, and then so I also did shift left click for this, and then shift left click the armature, so you have everything selected, but make sure to click the armature last, and then go into pose mode, and then select the head, select the head bone or whatever bone you have to pick, and then press Control P. So you're gonna see this whole thing. Don't mind anything here. It's not complicated. This is all like separate rigging stuff. Just press bone. This is setting the parent of the objects to the bone that you're selecting. And once you do that, you'll notice, wow, the head moves. Anyway, you just have to repeat that process for everything else. So for example, select the left arm and the accessory that has, and select the armature, and then you can press Control Tab to switch between pose mode and object mode instantly, and then select the bone, Control P, bone, boom, and then you just repeat that process for literally everything else. For example, torso, bone, boom, boom, boom. You can see it works, except I didn't select the torso, so I have to select it again. All right, there we go, and you can see it works. And you just do it for everything else. You can just press Control Tab to do this faster. But make sure okay, so this is one thing that I did wrong when I was first doing this stuff. Make sure that when you select like this, right? Let's say you have this selected, right, already. And say you didn't unselect it, and then you go into like the next thing, right? You already have this selected, and don't do this. don't do this. Don't like hold left click and do it. You have to press it. If you hold left click, okay, you're gonna see this, right? If I do this here, I have it selected, right? And then I go on to the next one. So what you'll notice is that this is selected, right? And if I, so this is like glowing blue. So if I do this, hold left click, you're gonna see how this is like slightly less blue. This is because it's still, I don't know why it doesn't show this, but if you press hold left click, it doesn't make this like the, I'm not sure what to call this. The leading bone? I don't know. I don't know what to call this. But basically, whatever glows the brightest is like the hierarchy bone, like the bone with the most priority. So if it doesn't, so if you do it like this, you're gonna see how it's like glowing slightly less blue. And if you click it normally, it glows very blue. If it's not, like, just only left click. Don't select it like that. Just only left click, because otherwise it'll like parent it to another bone, and then it just won't work. If that fries your brain, just don't worry about it, and if the mistake happens, then just come back to the video. Anyway, once you've done that for all the bones, you're gonna see, wow, it works. And you know what? You could animate right now, actually. You're gonna see how all the stuff worky, all the, yeah, if I import animation, whoa, see it, yeah, you know. Okay, but we have one more thing to do. This is FK, which it works, right? This is FK. We made FK rig. Wow, awesome. Now we're gonna make a parented rig, which requires a little bit more understanding. Also, if for some reason like your animation is like not exporting when you tried that, like I did, you can just turn on auto keying here. Just makes it so that every time you move something, it puts a keyframe, like Moon. You know Moon Animator. Anyway, now we make unparented legs. This requires a bit more understanding of rigging, but I won't really explain it because it's not that complicated, but I'll just be showing you how to do it. Anyway, click your armature and go into edit mode. Then on the legs, press Shift D. Press Shift D to duplicate it, and you're going to see there's a right leg 001. And go over here to your properties. This is called properties here. And then this over here is called your outliner. And go into properties and the screen bone icon here. You're going to want to select relations. And then you see this parent is the torso. We're going to take that off. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for the other leg. Shift D and remove the parent. Remember, you need to remove the parent on the left, on like the 0.0011, like the duplicated one. Don't do it on the main one. Anyway, now we go into pose mode and we select the duplicated one first. You can see which one you're selecting. So over here, make sure you select the duplicated one first and then shift left click, and then it's going to select the other one. And then Control Shift C. Remember, Control Shift C. And then press copy transforms. And do the exact same thing for the other one. And once you've done that, select your unduplicated bone. So you can see over here, select the unduplicated one, and then press H to hide it in pose mode, so that it doesn't get in your way. Anyway, now that's an unparented rig. Easy peasy. You can see if I just, yeah, unparented rig. There you go. It works perfectly fine. And as for your animation setup, you can go over to this tab here, or you can set it up manually, which is what I do. You can right click this bottom bar over here, press horizontal split, move it up, and then go over here, dope sheet, action editor, and then just go into pose mode, select everything, Alt G, Alt R to reset the movement and rotation of it, like that. And yeah, you got everything set up. Make sure to press this keying icon, make sure it's blue so that you can auto key. Because if I have it on, the auto keys, but if I don't have it on, I have to press I manually, which is kind of annoying. Anyway, you got that now. So now things work. Wow, it's that easy. Oh yeah, last thing. since I assume you want to animate 60 FPS because that's the norm in Roblox, go into your properties and output over here. It's the third icon, and go into frame rate 60, and boom, you got that. Yeah, wow. Wow, so cool, so awesome and cool. Anyway, that's pretty much it. As for keybinds, these are the ones I recommend. You can press R to rotate, G to move. You can press R and XYZ to move it in a certain axis. Same with G. As you can see, you can double tap R, so press it twice to freely rotate it instead of doing it like this. I freely rotate it, as you can see. Another thing is that you can select the head bone, go into bone over here, and then uncheck inherit rotation. This way the head doesn't move with the rotation of the torso, so it makes it easier to animate the head. Just make sure you don't like do a pose like this. Just make sure you actually animate the head like that. Make sure you don't like break the neck, because like don't think that this looks good, because it doesn't. Like don't do poses like this, you know? Don't do that. Like I said before, you can press Control Tab to swiftly switch between object mode and pose mode. You can add a control bone by selecting the armature, going to edit mode, pressing add single bone, and you're gonna see a bone gets made here, right? If you remember, okay, and then go into pose mode. So now you got this bone over here, right? It doesn't move anything, whatever, right? It's called bone. If you remember how we did the copy transforms for the unparented legs, if you remember how we did the unparented legs thing, this also applies if you have FK on, but it's slightly different for FK. Anyway, I'm gonna show you how to do it on unparented legs first, since we have it set up here. Just select the control bone first, then select the leg like that, and then Control Shift C, press Child Ev, and do the exact same thing for the other ones. And also the torso, so let's apply Child Of to everything, and then that's gonna make everything move the control bone, so you can just have a control bone. It's that easy. And I'm gonna export the animation just so you can see it works. As you can see, the control bone works. And then for FK, you want to do the exact same thing I did with the everything, right? But don't apply Child Of to the legs. You just apply it to the torso only. So how I did like control bone, pressing the control bone and then pressing the torso. Remember you have to shift click for this. And Control Shift C, Child Of, just apply it specifically to the torso, not the legs. Otherwise it'll have like double constraints and it'll like move weirdly, and yeah, it'll fuck up everything. Anyway, that's how you do pretty much everything I can think of. Also you can go into object mode, press add, press mesh, press plane, and then press S to scale this up if you want a ground. And yeah, that's all I can think. That's all I can think of. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I don't know. Have fun animating. Yeah. Okay, so one last thing that is extremely important. Go into Edit, Preferences, go into Input, key map, sorry. So press name, make sure it's blue. Search by name, search up fly, and make the Shift F. This is gonna make you be able to do this, which is really nice. You can press scroll wheel to adjust the speed of it, and you can press left click to stop moving in that mode. Yeah, that's really good.